Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to discuss the top 10 transitional mistakes that you make on the paddle court. And I think this is the transitional phase, is the part where people make the most mistakes. So this might be one of the most important things to learn to avoid making mistakes. And these mistakes can be technical, but also wrong decisions, because people make a lot of wrong decisions when they are in the transition area. So we're going to solve that today. I'm going to help you to improve in a transition area, to make the good decisions, the good technique, and to keep playing the point and not make a mistake during that phase. So in this video, tips and tricks, mistakes, and much more. And we're going to start right now. Vamos. Oké. Ah, lekker boelie! And we have sales on justpaddle.com.
I like it.
You like it? Good match. Mistake number 10, making more than 2 steps. So you see now that I have no clear calmness on the court because I'm rushing. So when you're in the transition area, your decision needs to be so well thought of that you play into a place or with a kind of speed that you only have to make 2 steps. So it would be better to play the ball from further away from the net while you have balance, instead of rushing, being closer to the net, which could be better, but you end up making more mistakes. So now I did not rush, I maintained my position and I won the net. I did not play very fast, I did not make a very difficult angle, I was walking on the court and I still had control. The moment when I'm rushing, making 2 steps is mostly a problem when you're playing the Chiquita, so from backwards to forwards. If you play a very high lob, you can make more than 2 steps because the lob is very high. So it depends on how much time you have. So if you're not quick, you have to lob higher, because then you can just walk. If you play like a semi-high lob, you need to rush, and that's sometimes when you make a mistake with the volley, for instance. So with the Chiquita especially, 2 steps at a time, no stress. When you lob higher, you have more time. Holy moly! Mistake number 9 is a hot racket. So what is a hot racket? A racket that is still moving in comparison to a frozen racket. So what is the problem of a hot racket? Let's say the ball is coming. So when my racket is going back late, because this is like the late preparation, I can only play fast. And this is what you should never do in transition, is playing fast. So when the ball is coming in front of me, let's say, I would like to run with the racket. So I do a lot of exercises with people to play to them, but also to play away from them. So I'm gonna play the ball there. This is the wrong one. This is a hot racket. Looks really weird, doesn't it? If I prepare and run, frozen racket, I can play soft, I can play fast, I can do everything I want. So if you move back with the bandeja, prepare, freeze the racket, move back, hey! And you have total control. Mistake number 8, no split step. Venga. If you're not making a split step, you cannot move from left to right. So if I'm running forwards, I cannot switch to the right, cannot switch to the left, and I cannot switch backwards. So if I'm still running to the camera and you are playing a lob, and I'm not making a split step, I'm late. And you cannot change direction. What should you do in order to being able to change direction and to be prepared for every single angle of the ball? The moment my opponent is about to hit the ball, just before I come down on the floor. And the moment I do this, I can move to the left, I can move to the right, I can move forwards and I can move backwards. So you see I'm already way quicker. And this is static, but the moment I'm running forwards and I split step, I can go back quite fast. So if you are making a split step, you are faster in changing direction, and if you are still running forwards, you're able to stop and to have control of your next shot. Mistake number 7 is thinking one step ahead. This is what a lot of paddle players do. They think one step ahead. So what is the problem of thinking one step ahead? Well, if you think one step ahead, you don't know where you should move towards. If you think one step ahead, you're always solving and you're always reacting instead of knowing what you should do. So if you think 2 steps ahead, you're ready, in the right position, you're calm, and you are in charge of the paddle match. So what does it mean to think 2 steps ahead? What is an example of thinking 2 steps ahead? If the ball is coming on my left shoulder, it would be good for me and my partner that Sasha knows that I'm going to play that ball to the fence. So she knows she has to cover the fence, and I know that I have to cover the middle after. So the moment I'm getting this ball, we both move. And then it would be good to say, okay, we have played to the player on the left. The next ball, we play in the center, and Sasha was already really good, moving with me. So she knows that the direction of the ball, that when the direction of the ball is changing, that means she has to be in a different position. So she is thinking about the angle of the ball, decision making, and positioning. So this is thinking 2 steps ahead. So you need to connect the decision, the angle of the ball, with your position on the court. Then you're already thinking 2 steps ahead. And if we decide that the moment the ball is on my left shoulder, I'm going to play a lot of the shots to the fence, Sasha knows before I'm about to hit the ball that she has to cover her fence. If we have just did this motion and I'm covering and Sasha is playing in that corner, this is open space. So then we're not thinking 2 steps ahead. And then the entire match, you're playing in a transition area. So every single ball, we have to transition. And maybe not transition backwards to forwards, but transition sideways at the net. If you keep running sideways when at the net, you're also kind of in a transition phase. And this is a very, very big mistake in my opinion, because then we have to work our asses off on the court while we're in the best position. So if we have a clear structure, we don't have to move so much, and we are in a good position, and I'm gonna volley way better because I'm already there. I'm already calm, I did the split step, and you will make way less mistakes. Mistake number 6, partner movement. So when you're not moving together as a block, as a structure, there will be gaps on the court and you will lose points because you're not covering the court correctly. So it's important that you and your partner are together when playing paddle. So that means both at the back, both at the net, as the most fundamental basic structure of paddle. What I see a lot is when a chiquita is played, that only one of the players goes to the net. What I see a lot is I get a bandeja, my partner runs all the way back with me, and we both run forwards again. What I see a lot is I play a bajada and my partner doesn't come back with me. Sometimes this is absolutely fine, but you're leaving gaps open on the court. So I think you should know the fundamental movement structures, and sometimes you can break that pattern, absolutely fine, but you need to know the fundamentals of your movement, because you might be moving too much or you're moving not enough. And both is not good. So what happens a lot is that I'm getting a bandeja and Sasha moves with me. So let's say I'm gonna get the bandeja. What I see a lot is that we are both going backwards. But this is wrong. Why is this wrong? Well, if I play a fantastic Why are you laughing? If I play a fantastic bandeja, we both have space in front of us. If I'm going to play the bandeja and we have decided that I'm going to play in the corner, Sasha has to stay. She doesn't have to move. So the moment I'm going to get the lob, I'm here. Sasha has to move a little bit to the fence because we have decided that if I have the ball here, I'm going to play in the corner. So now Sasha can pressure, she can help me if the ball's coming to the center of the court, and I have to go back to cover the middle and the fence. So in this way, we have to run less, and Sasha does not have to move. If I get lobbed, so let's say we are getting lobbed, and Sasha stays at the net, we also have a problem. Because if I play straight, this player can play in the open corner and we are in trouble. So sometimes you have to move together. So what I would recommend is if we get lobbed, I say back, we both go back. If I don't say anything, you should stay. So also one of the biggest problems when defending and we're going to play the chiquita is that I might be playing the chiquita on the wrong moment and Sasha is not going with me to the net. Sometimes I had Padel partners, I won't call any names, don't worry guys, but they were playing chiquitas from here. So I was not expecting that my partner would go to the net because I believe this is very stupid. So when we are going to play chiquita, we both have to know that we have to go. So what I would recommend is to do a signal, like we say go, or in our own language, or 1 or 2, like a secret number, don't tell anybody. Or what I prefer is the moment I say, Sasha, if I have the ball here and I'm at the service line, I am going to the net. So then if Sasha is looking at me and she knows the ball is there, we go. It was not in, but we went together, so that's good. Mistake number 5, no coaching. This is a mistake because you cannot make decisions if your partner doesn't tell where the opponents are positioned. And this happens in transition. So the moment I'm at the net and I'm getting lobbed, I am looking at the ball. So the problem is that I don't know that one of the players are going to the net. So maybe they're both staying at the back and I think they're going to the net. I take more risk and I make a mistake. If I get the high ball and I don't know anything, my partner is saying, Sven, they're at the back, I know, okay, I don't need to take risk. I play a soft bandeja and I can stay. And this will help you to make way less mistakes and also to relieve some stress. And it helps with decision making. So the moment they are coming to the net and my partner doesn't tell me, which is not the nicest thing, I'm gonna play like, oh, soft bandeja, and my opponent is at the net, boom, point. This can upset me a lot, so I don't want to play with people that don't tell me where opponents are positioned, because I end up making wrong decisions, and that doesn't help me with my padel confidence on the court. Decision making is one of the most important things in padel. I would say positioning is first and then it's decision making. If you are making the wrong decision, gaps will come on the court and it's hard to win against opponents that are the same level as you are. Mistake number 4, slow feet. You need to be fast in transition area. And what I learned with Essex yesterday in Madrid is that the first 2 steps were the most important ones in padel. And also the shoes are designed in padel to make the first 2 steps the most important steps. So this was also the reason why I should play with padel shoes. So when my opponent is playing the lob, I should move early, but my first 2 steps also need to be very quick, because then I'm more coordinated at the last part. Oh, nice. Huts. Oh, cut that part out. Mistake number 3. is not accepting transition. And what I mean by that is people changing gender. No. And what I mean by that is that you are not in the right position to do more than you should. You should accept the fact that you need to move either further back or further forwards and then take more risk. And this is one of the most common mistakes in the transition area. So let's say I am before the second post, I am in a good position to do more at the net. Let's say I am one step away from the service line, I'm in a good position to lob, to take over the net, to play faster shots in defense because I am able to defend everything from this position. The moment I'm here, I'm in the transition area, also known as no man's land, which is not a bad thing to be in, because in order to play a good chiquita, I need to make 2 steps and I might need to play a ball from the no man's land area. But I need to accept the fact that I am in this no man's land position. So if I'm in this position, I need to slow down with the volley so I can move closer to the net. Or I need to play the volley lob to go back or to go forwards. So the decision making should be to maintain and to stay in the rally, not to play winners. If you don't accept the fact that you are in transition and you're just going to make a lot of risky shots, you're going to make a lot of mistakes and your confidence will drop a lot. And not because you cannot play paddle, you might have an amazing technique, but it's so easy for your opponents to win against you. Mistake number 2, opening the angles. This could be a mistake, but it can also be something that you should do. But it's not something that you should do by basic pattern standards. So let's say I'm about to play the chiquita, I have to be careful and I need to know the fact that if I play to Sasha's backhand, that I might be in more trouble than if I play to her forehand. So let's say I am playing the chiquita, this is my first volley after the chiquita, and I'm going to play to her backhand. She can play in the open space, she can pass my partner, she can play in the middle, she has all the options. So if my ball is not from super duper level, I will get a, I wanted to say a bad word, but you know what I mean. So let's say I play the chiquita, first volley, and I play more on her body, it's already better. So it was more difficult for Sasha to change the pattern. If I play to the center, she cannot make such an angle. Oh, now, yeah. This was maybe a better example. So out of incompetence, I was playing to her forehand, to her backhand. So I play to the forehand. Yeah. So I couldn't really. My contact point was quite low. I was still not in a better position. But I would say, if I am further away from the net than my opponent, I should play in the center. If I am closer to the net than my opponent, I can make the angle. If you follow this structure, you will win a lot of points. Also, if my contact point is higher, I can make the angle. If my contact point is lower, I should not make the angle. If you follow this as like a guideline on how to play paddle in transition area, you are going to play really good and it will be very hard to beat you because you know what you're doing and it's your opponent probably is going to take more risk to beat you. And that would be nice. 3 points. Biggest transition mistake is playing fast in transition. Why should you not play fast in transition? It's all about positioning, but also your skill. So if you improve, you can play faster from further away from the court. But if you are your level, I saw your match yesterday, then it would be better to take less risk, speed-wise, when you're further away from the net. So let's say I can move forwards. I should go for the smash. Let's say I am moving backwards. I should play slow, so I have time to come back to the second position. If I'm here and I can play from this position, I can play faster again. So what is important is if you move back, play slow. If you move forwards, you can accelerate. If you don't have to move, you can play slow and you can play fast as well. So only play aggressive if your technique can handle how far from the net you are. So LeBron could be on court number 25 and kick the ball out. You should not. So also I should not. But it's easier to blame you than my level, you know. So if you follow this structure, you will not get surprised. There will be no open spaces on the court. Your partner will be also very happy with you because he doesn't have to cover so much of the court because he cannot already be in a good position. If he sees you are moving forwards, he knows he can expect somebody running in. If he sees you moving backwards, he knows that you're going to play soft, so he could be ready to receive a faster ball to him or to help you a little bit more with the coverage of the court. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you play clever paddle in transition area, which is the most difficult part of the court to play in. So I would highly recommend to work a lot with you, with yourself and with your partner in this area. So this is also why you should do rally drills and not real drills. So if you're practicing the bandeja, moving back and playing the bandeja is a way better exercise than staying in this zone, getting the ball fed, playing an amazing shot. It's not realistic. So this might be the reason that in training you are amazing and in the real situation you are not. If you have any questions regarding to the transition area, let me know below. If you want to suggest another top 10 video, let me know below. Stroopwafels is already on the list. Check it out, stroopwafels. But this is the end of the video. And thank you everybody for watching. Don't forget to subscribe because we are very, very close to 50,000. Yeah, so it would be nice if you subscribe. Well, I will be very upset if you don't subscribe, by the way, because you are watching my videos for a long time. Yeah, for free. Yeah. So, hasta luego. Ciao. Adios. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a comment that was sent in by one of our super subscribers to, so yeah, if you recommend me a top 10 list, I might do it. So comment down below. I respond to everybody, except, no, also the haters. Everybody, even Donald Duck.